Hello everybody and welcome to a very different video to one that I would normally record. You're normally used to me playing games, not giving you news on what's happening with a game. I want to play for you a new game that has been offered to me called Alchemy Story. This is a game that is being developed by the lead developer on her own of Lullaby Gardens. Now, you're saying to me, Lullaby Gardens didn't get finished, so what's this all about? So I want to give you a brief whistle-stop tour through exactly what's happened in Lullaby Gardens. Basically, the Kickstarter has failed, but I'm going to give you a bit more details about exactly what happened there. So I'm going to start right at the beginning. On the 16th of February 2017, the Kickstarter for Lullaby Gardens was funded to the tune of 7,062 Canadian dollars by 163 backers. There were three tiers, well, there were many tiers, but there were three tiers that I think are important to point out at this point, and that was the Friendly Fox tier, which was 20 Canadian dollars, and would basically, the promise there was that you would get the full game key by May 2018. There was the Helpful Hedgehog tier, which was $30, which promised beta access by February of 2018. There was also the Adventurous Alligator tier, and that one promised alpha access by July 2017. So out of all those three tiers, the only people that actually got what they paid for effectively was the Adventurous Alligator tier. So in July, alpha testing all went ahead, everyone got their keys, everybody was happy, they were, working through the bugs and everything like that. And then around sort of December time, the developers went a little bit quiet. And so people were starting to ask about their codes and all that sort of thing. The only thing that was really mentioned about it was just one little Discord message by Audrey, who was one of the artists on the game. And she went, "Hey guys, so sorry no one has been posting here lately. I'm the general artist of the game, but I'm in contact with Eloise, who is the lead developer, on an almost daily basis. We're both still in college and did not plan on working on the game during our school hours, since we're in our final year and have a lot of projects to do. Things are going fine, and the game is still in the works. No worries to be had here. Please be patient. We promise updates very soon. We just don't have the time at the moment. Hope this helped." So at that point, everyone seemed kind of like, okay, we didn't know they were students, but we can understand they've got a lot on their plate at the moment. They may be just slightly bit off more than they could chew and need a bit more time. So sort of waited around. And then the Twitter for Lullaby Gardens and also the Facebook page were deleted. So people started getting very worried that the game was kind of abandonware and it was not going to come out at all. So nothing really got said at all until about April, where one of the major backers who had been constantly emailing Eloise, came out with a Discord message saying that she'd actually got a reply. Okay, and it said, "Okay, I received a message from Eloise, and due to unforeseen circumstances, the programmer for the game cannot currently work on Lullaby Gardens, which has left the other devs without the ability to work on the game at this time." At this point, the community really wanted some input from Eloise herself, so they were basically sending her lots of messages, some nicer than others, but trying to be supportive and trying to ask her kind of, come back to the game, we can help, we can maybe try and find another programmer for you, all this sort of thing. And in the meantime, the developer of Fantasy Farming Orange Season actually offered keys to all of the backers that possibly at that point might have missed out on Lullaby Gardens. As there was no information available at that point, they assumed it was abandonware. So the message sent by them was, "Hey guys, I'm the dev of another farming game called Fantasy Farming Orange Season. It's still far from finished. It's been in development for 3.5 years, on early access for one. But if anybody wants to try it, I'll be giving free keys to everybody who backed or purchased Lullaby Gardens. I also backed it and had high hopes for it, but it looks like the devs aren't coming back after all." So at that point, it was clearly believed that those devs were not coming back. However, on the 30th of November, We then got word that the game had officially been cancelled, with a cancellation notice from Arno that read, "We are very sorry to officially announce that Lullaby Gardens is cancelled. This happened in the last year as we were unable to continue working as a team due to internal conflict. We should have been more open with you guys and made an announcement sooner, and we're really sorry about that. In the last few months, Eloise Laroche, the artist and game designer, started working solo on a new game. Considering her role as the designer of Lullaby Gardens, this game would be very similar in terms of gameplay, art style and features. We're hoping that you would also enjoy it. We know this isn't exactly the game you expected, but we will send out free Steam keys for this game to all of our supporters once it's complete. You can try the demo here if you're curious about it, and I will be giving you a look at that on the channel. If you have any questions about it, you can contact her at eloiselaroche96@gmail.com. Thank you all, everyone here at the Die Studios." So after that update, I believe that there were some people who were still a little bit unhappy with that response. They didn't necessarily want to continue backing a new game. They wanted the game that they initially had. So a follow-up was put out to say, "Hi again everyone. First of all of us are sorry if you felt cheated by us. This was never our goal. We all wholeheartedly believed that we'd be able to complete the game. However, as you can see, we weren't able to. Since all money from the campaign has been used up by development of the game, music, fees, etc., I will personally reimburse anyone who wants their money back. However, depending on the amount of requests we get, that might take a bit of time. Please communicate with me at arnobg0123@gmail.com and I will work with you to properly handle this. Again, we're deeply sorry for the trouble we've caused. Arno." So it does sound to me like Arno is going to be trying to reimburse people out of his own pocket there, and I do feel that definitely with a Kickstarter you always take a risk. So I would think very carefully. Obviously, if everybody on the Kickstarter decides that they do want their money back as a refund rather than going for the new game, that's going to mean this poor guy is £7,000, 7,000 Canadian dollars short, and he's got to find that money from somewhere. So if you are genuinely, upset about the game and you do want a refund, it is there, but I would say to think about it before you ask for it, and to think about possibly picking up the new game. The cancellation notices that were put up by Arno were very quickly followed up by a post from Eloise on Discord, which reads as follows. "Hi everyone, Eloise here. I was the artist and game designer for Lullaby Gardens. I wanted to make this announcement on Kickstarter, but I don't have access to it currently. First of all, as you've all noticed, Lullaby Gardens was cancelled a while ago. I really wish I had been more open with you guys and made an announcement sooner. I'm really sorry about that. I never meant for it to turn out like that. Me and the programmer had issues and weren't able to continue working together, and I couldn't complete it without him. The support you gave me while I was working on the game was amazing. I hope you can understand that this Kickstarter wasn't a fraud. I gave all I had working on Lullaby Gardens for 2 years and was heartbroken when I realised I wouldn't be able to complete it. I really want to make this up for you guys. I can't make Lullaby Gardens exactly, but I've been working on a new simulation game and I think it will be really similar considering I was the artist and designer of Lullaby Gardens." So that seemed quite heartfelt to me, to be honest. I think, it's just a case of people falling out, not being able to finish something off, feeling honestly pretty terrible about the whole situation. That was quickly followed by another post saying, "It's okay, I learned to program. I can't complete Lullaby Gardens, however, because he still owns 50% of it, and we had other issues with the project. Here is the demo trailer of my new project to give you guys an idea." And there's the trailer to Alchemy Story. I plan to release the demo tomorrow or Saturday, so you guys will be able to try it. It's a bit different, but honestly, I think it will be better than Lullaby Gardens would have been. So there we are. That's what Alchemy Story is all about, and I will be playing the demo very soon on the channel, as I've mentioned, so you can look out for that and see if that's the kind of game that you would like to play. So you ask, what is the future for Lullaby Gardens? Yes, we've got this new Alchemy Story game, but what's happened to the game so far, etc., etc.? Well, actually, Quite a lot of development has been put into the game. It did go through its alpha stage, so it's a lot further along than the demo was. And Eloise has actually got hold of all of the source code, and she has made the game freely available up to the state that they last had it in. So it's not a finished game, but it's much more developed than the demo, and that's now up on itch.io. I will leave a link below to that. And also the source code is now freely available. I believe that's by a Google Dropbox. I'll pop up the Discord message with the details on that if anybody is interested in grabbing the source code and playing about with it at all. So some of the community, if they do fancy playing around with that, may actually manage to finish the game or develop it in a different direction. She's basically left it open to whoever wants to pick it up and play around with it. So as far as Lullaby Gardens is concerned, you can play it as far as it's gotten for free, which is great news. And also you can, if you happen to be a developer, grab the source code and finish the game if you want. Also, if you are disappointed by backing Lullaby Gardens and not getting anything out of it, then you can follow along with the development of Alchemy Story and see if that comes out, and you'll get a free key for that. Or if you really feel like you want to wash your hands of the whole situation, you can contact Arno for a refund. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make sure that I was open about all the things I knew about what had happened with Lullaby Gardens before I showed anything about Alchemy Story on the channel. So I hope you feel a little bit more informed about the situation after this, and hopefully you are looking forward to seeing what Alchemy Story has in store. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll be back next time. In the meantime though, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.